Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
What's going on? What's going on? We live. We back. We are back, man. Welcome to the, you already know what it is. You know what time it is.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider. The realest show for Raider Nation. Two points of view. One verdict. You decide.
Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, man. We appreciate everybody's patience. You know what it is, man. We got we got a problem, man. We're working on it. Yeah. We're working on it. We're gonna be on time one of these days, but we appreciate everybody's patience, man. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Memorial Day weekend. Get that extra day off. Enjoy that time with their friends and family, all that good stuff, man. Make sure that, like I said, hit that like button, clock in. If you don't know what clock in means, it means to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, all that good stuff. We're going live on both our channels. As you can see, myself, PharoahNFL, and my guy, the Severe Raider. And yeah, just make sure to subscribe to both channels if you haven't already. And man, we got a lot to talk about. Hey, man, football is 365 days out the year, man. We know football's not going on right now, but look, OTAs is happening right now. So like, there's some things that we're paying attention to that we want to talk about. And we want to talk about to the nations. But before we get it started, man, let's get into the chat, man. There's a couple of trolls in here, man. Y'all, man, y'all crazy. Oh, by the way, too, stay tuned, man. We are going to be opening up the lines. So, yeah, we'll give y'all a chance to call in. Trolls, Don't call in. I'm not even going to entertain it. So I already got it. I'm playing chess over here. So if y'all try to call in on some weird stuff, it's not even going to get through. But that being said, man, my guy James Furpo likes to start off right, man. He says, there you go, man. Raiders. My guy James, man, everywhere he goes, man. I already know James just be pulling up everywhere. And the first thing that he says, man, is Raiders.
Every time, man.
Every time, man. Every time. Carlos M. Fuego says, yo, is Colt Miller hurt or what? Yeah, he was He was one of the guys that were missing not first day of OTA. I think that was the first day that was open to the media. We noticed that certain players weren't there, and Colt Miller was one of those guys, including Zamir White too. Now, these are voluntary OTAs, so I don't want to just assume that players are hurt right now because it's like, it's voluntary. Guys are, probably got their own workout thing going on. Zamir White, this is probably the biggest season of his career. So he's probably planned out this entire offseason, and he wants to get in tremendous shape. And I'm sure he's going to show up when he shows up, and that might include Colt Miller as well. So, but I don't want to speculate too much. He possibly could be hurt, but it's voluntary OTAs. You would want them to be there, but I don't want to just assume that he's hurt right now. It's kind of early. But let's see.
Facts.
Yeah, let's move it along, man. Appreciate you coming through. My guy Raider Resistance Digital Prez in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Facts.
Man, you got jokes, man. You got jokes. Daniel Kim, the king of mods, is in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Daniel Kim, he says, salute, Pharaoh, salute, Severe. Let's go. Appreciate you, man.
Salute to Daniel Kim.
Through, man. Mr. Consistent, man. Appreciate you coming through and holding it down in the chat, man. If you see anything crazy or weird or anything like that, you have all our blessing and support to handle it, man. Handle it as best as you can, man. And if they got to be blocked, if they got to get kicked out, that's what it is too. So I appreciate you, man. We got Aaron Smith, man. He just keeps it simple, man. You know what? And I'm just gonna keep it simple with this, man. I think you're gonna recognize this one. There you go, man. Appreciate you, Aaron, man. Appreciate you coming through. You know what, Aaron? Hold up. Nah, that's not the. You know what? Is that a different? Hold on. Is that different? Oh, okay, you changed it up. Well, I don't know if that might be the same Aaron. That might be a different Aaron. Might be a different Aaron. I don't know. Raider Paul, man. I got you, man. Hey, man, we gotta start it off right, man. And guess we got another big time content creator, man, on IG in the building, man. Raider Room, man. Appreciate you coming through. Make sure to hit him up and go to his IG and give him a follow. This guy has one of the best IGs out there, along with Raider Resistance, man. You can't go wrong with both. So make sure to follow those guys on IG, man.
Yeah. Definitely.
Man, we got people pulling up, man. And look, like I said, we appreciate everybody's patience. We're going to have a good show. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to open up the lines. So don't be afraid to call in. We won't embarrass you. And don't embarrass us. You know what I mean? Let's come on, man. Just keep it respectful, but we want to hear your thoughts, man. We want to hear from Raider Nation. This has been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for a minute, but this is the day. This is the day where you guys get to call in, and I'm gonna put the number up in just a second. But yeah, man. Oh man, we got a lot of people pulling up, man. Mr. Marty Mart, man, my guy. Appreciate you coming through.
Mart, salute to you, brother.
Appreciate you coming through, man. We had a pleasure of meeting him in Vegas.
Yes.
At the draft party, man. Appreciate you, my guy. And we got, man, I was wondering where you at, man. Hey, my guy, Raider Smoke.
Man, Raider Smoke.
Salute to you guys, man. Raider Smoke, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, we're gonna have to get something. Hopefully, the next time we actually, me and Severe were actually talking before the show. We're talking about LA might be the move, first game of the season. So, man, we got to all link up, man. People that come through the show and support us, man. We want to make sure that we get to meet y'all, man, and chop it up. But yeah, Smoke, man, I appreciate the support as always. But yeah, man, that's another thing too, man. Like the games, man. I'm trying to get that. Trying to plan out this because some of the tickets. But you know what? Do you feel like it's probably best to wait? Should I get I don't know, man. I think I might have to wait. I feel like.
I mean, a lot of these tickets are. I mean, pretty much all the tickets at this point, like secondary market. So these are like people that have already bought the tickets and they're selling them, bro. So they can go either way. They could get desperate and last minute they're like, I need to just get these things off. Mm-hmm. But it could be also a situation where toward the end the demand is a little bit higher. People are like, okay, well, dang, I was able to get that time off work. I didn't think I was gonna get it. Let me try and get those tickets. So it can go either way, bro. I'm pretty sure that Chargers game is gonna get more expensive, bro, because it's hella Raider fans in LA, bro. Like super.
And it's the first game of the season, so the excitement is gonna be at an all-time high, man. Because we're
AP's first game, Like,
we're excited to see the offense, the defense. Like, this is like a year removed from McDaniels, so this is finally he's able to put his footprint on the team, and and implement his system as far as the new coordinators, or actually at least the offensive coordinator, and then PG Patrick Graham coming from a third year in his defense that's in an upward trend. So man, it's so much to look forward to. It's that first game, man. It's that first game. So, but yeah, man, let's actually get into it, man. Let's get into OTAs, man. I know we had a chance to talk about it last week with Big Mike, man. Shout out to him. And we talked about like some of the things that were coming out of OTAs and who was actually killing it and playing well. But one thing that we didn't even touch on, I actually want to talk to you about, was that Brandon Facyson and Jacorian Bennett were actually switching out first-team corners. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say that. Jack Jones was missing, so they were both. They're the two starters that are on the field on the outside. But from what we're hearing is they're kind of battling for that outside spot opposite of Jack Jones. That being said, I know we kind of talked about this maybe a little bit. We touched on a little bit as far as like, should we get a veteran in there possibly? Or are you okay with that battle? Let the best man win out of those two? Or do you want to add another corner?
So I want to add a corner in the draft. Everyone knows it.
That's a whole different conversation, man.
Look, we'll get into that. But at this point, man, if the plan was, we had an opportunity to do so. So if you weren't going to go that route at this point, man, just roll with what we have. We have, granted, a guy in Facyson. He was here all last year, even though he was hurt most last year, but he's going to be familiar with the system. We have a guy in Jacorian Bennett who was opening day starter, took his lumps, was hurt a lot of last year, and also pulled for poor play. Hopefully, after a year, being able to see the game, some things maybe slowed down for him. And he'll be much improved. He has all the athleticism that you would want in that position. Is just putting that other stuff together. So hopefully, with the experience comes a little bit of more maturity and a little bit better play. So at this point, man, I don't really see any guys out there I really want. I know a lot of people are on Xavier Howard. I know for some reason you want Stephon Gilmore. Look,
I like the experience, bro. I like the experience. If he's coming in for pennies, I mean, I think I think he's probably gonna want to. I think he's gonna get paid. I don't want to say he's gonna get paid, but I think he's gonna get something higher than what we would want to pay for a guy at his age, at this stage of his career. He's probably gonna want to go. It's kind of hard to say, but I like him as a veteran corner on the team who's experienced. This is when I say experience, I mean he's the former defensive player of the year, and we have a young cornerback room. Outside of Nate Hobbs, young in his prime, Jack Jones, young in his prime, and then obviously you got Jacorian Bennett, Facyson, he's been around, so but that's a lot. And then we got the two incoming rookies coming in, young corners. So you add a Stephon Gilmore, that's a nice, player to add to that mix because of his experience, his veteran leadership, and he can help help maybe expedite the development of some of the young players. That's the way I'm looking at it. But you're kind of looking at it like, nah, man, you don't want him to play a lot of snaps out there. But, it is what it is, man. But at this point, man, I think, right now, the battle right now for that outside starting spot at corner is between Faison and Jacorian Bennett. Stevie Nelson is out there. Xavier Howard is out there. Stephon Gilmore. Let us know in the chat, man, if you guys are interested. Would y'all want the Raiders to possibly, start? And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just, I was going to wait a little bit. But you know what? Let's go ahead and put this number right here, man. Y'all see it, man. If y'all want to call in, man, you see the number right here. Call in 628-333-9343. Trolls, you will be blocked. You will be stopped. I will not allow you to ruin the show.
Facts.
I was, man, nah, I'm not going to let y'all to do anything crazy. But which I never had an issue with. But as of late, I've noticed a little bit more trolls than usual. That being said, just let us know in the chat. Yeah, man, like what player are you guys comfortable? And I might put a poll in the chat as well to see what your thoughts are. Are you guys comfortable with the corner position? You know what I mean? The other starting spot outside of Jack Jones. Do you like the position battle going on with Jacorian Bennett and Brandon Faison and the two rookies coming in, or do you want to add another veteran in there? Let us know in the chat. But what were other things that caught your eye that you want to talk about as far as OTAs, man, that we kind of missed? Because I feel like there was a couple things that we didn't talk about last week.
Yeah, man. I mean, we kind of hit on Dylan Lobby. I know we talked about Michael Mayer, Brack Bowers. I'm just looking at that third receiver spot, man. I guess that's a big question I have coming out of OTAs is Trey Tucker going to take that next step, right? Is he going to take that next step? Because I know we've been talking a lot about 12 personnel and basically, or 21 personnel and, basically two tight ends on the field at all times. So essentially that's eating into Trey Tucker's touches, right? He's not going to really see the field a lot if we're running those two tight end sets. So, what is he doing in OTAs? Is he going to do enough to kind of force the coach's hand? Like, you know what, you have to put me out on the field. Like my speed is a weapon. Now I've improved my route running. I've improved my ability, to catch the ball. Like, is he going to force his way into the field or not? So I think, that's something I'm really going to be paying attention to, especially over these next few OTA sessions.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and another thing, and I guess we'll wait on. We'll wait a little bit on, or should we talk about it, man? Like that right tackle spot too. And we probably could wait. We could wait until we'll wait till later in the show, man. But as you can see on the screen, man, the number is 628-333-9343. Give us a call. Let us know what you think about the Raiders so far this offseason. OTAs, the draft class. Let us know, man. It could be anything. We want to talk to Raider Nation today, man. This is a show dedicated to the nation and everybody that's supporting, man. Hey, Memorial Day, man. I know hopefully everybody's enjoying the day off and enjoying being with their families, man. It's a special day. So we appreciate everybody coming through. Let's see. Let's get into the chat. What's good, man? Just another DJ, man. Appreciate you coming through, my guy.
What's up? I mean, real quick, man, we would be remiss if we don't say, hey, salute to everybody out there that served our country, anybody that has family that's serving our country, anybody that lost family members, in service of our country, man. Just want to say special thanks to you guys on this day. That's kind of what this day is for. So appreciate all you guys and all the sacrifice that I've made. I know that doesn't. A lot of people don't talk about that. I have family that was in the military, man. So I know the kind of sacrifices that it takes to in service for our country, man. I don't think those guys get thanked enough. They don't get paid enough for sure. And a lot of times they come back here, man, and we aren't treating them well. So, man, just shout out to everybody that served and everybody who has family that served.
Yeah, well said, man. Yeah, man, shout out to them. And Marty Mart also says Ram game more expensive than Chargers game for the same seats. Is that true?
Don't make sense. That makes sense, bro. Like if you look at the hierarchy of football in LA, man, it's probably I mean honestly, it's probably Cowboys, 49ers, Raiders, USC, Pee Wee leagues and Chargers right into that, bro. So, it's the Chargers aren't a popular team out here, man. So I went to a game, I got some tickets, but somebody gave me tickets, bro. Tickets was like $80. I was like damn near on the field. Like it was like here, man, you got these tickets, bro. I'm not going to the game. I was like, how much he's run you for? It was like $80, bro. I was sitting close enough to see Justin Herbert's pimples, bro. That's how close I was, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. But look, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a big showing on Monday night. Is that a televised, nationally televised game? Is it a Monday night football game?
I don't
usually. I feel like I'm so used to that first game of the season being like a nationally televised game, Monday night football, or even Sunday night football. I'm not sure if that's true this year. 1 second.
I don't believe so, man. To be honest with you, I don't believe so, bro. I think we only had a few of them. I forgot which ones they were. One was the Black Friday game, and then there was one more. I think we only had 2 this year, and so I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that that's not one of the games. So. We not like in years past. I think there's been a lot more excitement and buzz around the team than this year. Of course, the whole moving to Vegas thing created some excitement, and then the whole Josh McDaniels coming over. He was a hot commodity as an offensive coordinator, and then that last year it was okay. The new quarterback's in town that's supposed to generate some buzz. The new quarterback with Devontae and Josh Jacobs coming off the rushing title. The Raiders going to have a high octane offense. So that kind of, they wanted to put us on TV more, and and we kind of failed to live up to expectations every time. So they probably like, look, these dudes about to show us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the only Chargers fan in the world right now in the chat right now, man. Salute to this guy, man, for holding down the Charger fan base. He says, "I know we suck." Hey, at least, man, I appreciate the honesty, man.
Facts,
we got to give this guy, let's just clap for this guy, man. At least he's honest, man. I know we suck. The Chargers do suck. But we going to see week 1 who sucks. Nah, we not going to. Hey, look. See, I was following you in the first part, but the second part, the low-key kind of throwing shade at the Raiders. Yeah. So you know what? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Come on, man. Come on. But Huey says, remembering, honoring today. On that note, salute to those fallen soldiers. Yeah, facts, man. Right. Facts, 100%.
Right. Well said.
Richard, I think Richard's talking about what we talked about earlier about the corner. He says, Richard, sign Gilmore for 1-year contract with incentives. I like that. I think it's a win-win. If he hit, you're like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. But if I like incentive-based contracts, you know what I mean, especially for older veterans, because you're not going to really. I don't think teams want to invest too heavily long-term to older veterans because at that point in the stage of their career that you don't know how long they're going to play. But at the same time, like when you have an incentive-based contract, there's a little bit extra motivation to play well. You know what I mean? So I like that. I like that. Gilmore, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Let's move it along. Let's move it on. Yeah, man. Yeah, just hey, man. And this Steve, man. Steve is a smart man. Steve is
appreciate you coming through, Steve. Appreciate you. Hey, bro, you welcome to stay, bro. You welcome to stay, man. And look, look, if you're in LA, bro, you're used to being outnumbered by Raiders fans. So it's not.
Yeah, you used to it by now, so you might as well just chill, man, and just enjoy the show, man. But yeah, look, we got the chat is going crazy right now. I'm trying to keep up, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what else that we kind of like missed on OTAs. There was a certain obviously there's a certain level of energy from just hearing from the beat writers that were there that are open that was open to the media. They talked about how practice or the just everything was just fast paced, upbeat, energy was high. Players were celebrating after each play, which you could expect. We kind of seen that last year with AP, and then they also talked about like it was kind of interesting. And this might be AP and the coaching staff maybe tinkering a little bit because the OTAs, there's only a certain amount of times due to league rules where they can have the players in OTAs. So literally in between that time, they had like, I guess, at whatever moment they had like big, huge screens to go over whatever play that they deemed that they needed to be reviewed instead of like going back and trying to break it down and trying to, it's a little bit more time consuming. So I like the strategy there. You know what I mean? You're trying to take advantage of the time with the team and make it a teachable moment. But yeah, AP, man, he's bro. I'm ready for the season to start tomorrow, man. To be honest with you, I wanted to start tomorrow.
Facts.
I wanted to start tomorrow, but go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, man, there's benefit. There's some benefits and drawbacks to that method because benefit is it's a little bit it saves time. It definitely saves time, and I think that's one of the issues that Raiders player had last year with Josh McDaniels and his coaching staff was that they didn't feel that their time was being valued or used efficiently. The only issue I would say with that is that sometimes it's easier to correct 53 guys once than correct fit each guy 53 each guy once 53 times. You feel me? So like if I can show a whole group, hey, you know what, on this play this guy did this, we don't want you doing this, we want you to do this instead. I get all you guys together, it's showing everybody, hey, don't do this, instead of damn, this dude did this, come to the side, let me show you this, don't do that, oh damn, he did it too, yo, you come over here, let me show you, don't do that. You feel me? So at some point that can be time consuming too, but on the team we're a little bit more of a veteran team at this point, maybe you can kind of get away with that. The only real young units we have is I guess the running back unit is kind of young. The receiver core has a good mix, so you can kind of get away with it with some of the units. But sometimes it's if you can get off all eyes at once and you get everybody's attention and teaching everybody the same thing, sometimes that's easier. But like I said, it's a little bit more difficult to get all those guys at once. It takes a little bit more time. So I can see why they're doing it, but there's benefits and disadvantages to it.
You know what I was really thinking about too as well is the offensive line. Like at going into the offseason, even during offseason and free agency and up until like the draft, like I was a little concerned. I was like, man, O-line, but Raiders were able to make some moves really quick from the second round, obviously getting Jackson Powers-Johnson. We picked an offensive tackle in the third round. And then we picked, some people might argue, was it a reach, was it not? But hey, that's talent in that room, young talent in that offensive line room. And then obviously we picked up Andres Pete, former Pro Bowler from the Saints. And then we picked up Cody Whitehair. I think we picked him up before the draft. Was that before the draft? It might have been before the draft. I think it might have been. So looking at the offensive line, I'm kind of like, you know what? It's kind of shaping up a little bit. It's not looking too bad. There might be some areas of concern, and we'll talk about that later in the show. But like I'm looking at the offensive line group, man. I think that's kind of that right there. I think that was one of the biggest concerns going into the offseason. Now I'm feeling a little bit better, pretty much heading into training camp. I think that we got some talent there that this coaching staff can work with. A lot, and to be honest with you, what were the issues going like the last couple seasons running the football? And now you got some.
Well, last year was running the football until Zamir White.
Even the year prior, I mean, there were some issues with run blocking too.
Outside of Josh Jacobs, it's nobody. I'm saying, like last year, nobody ran well until the end of the year. Zamir White. The year before that, only person that really ran the ball well was Josh Jacobs. Nobody else ran that well. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing. We're still like 17th, so it was issues.
Hey, y'all talking about the Mark Davis situation, man? Let's talk about that, man. Like Mark Davis. So I don't know how true it is, this might be just, I don't know. I don't want to gossip or whatever, but yeah. But I guess there's reports that like Mark Davis is a father to be. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, but I don't know how true it is. I think I think we were talking about this. Like, did someone come out and kind of like deny all that? So I don't know if it's 100% true, but there was reports saying that Mark Davis was going to have a child with some young IG model. I don't know how true it is, but was it confirmed to be true?
So the girl came out and said that it's not true at all. She actually, I want to say she posted on X or IG, one of those, that, you know what, like she was a guest at the game like 2023 or 2022, and that, you know, like basically her and Mark aren't dating. Like she's pregnant, but it's not his kid, and she, you know, that all the rumors out there, like, you know, affecting her pregnancy and affecting, you know, how happy her guy are. So I don't know, right? I don't know. It could just be, that could be a smoke screen for her to, you know, to get her out of the limelight, but it could be true, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think, man, Mark is like 60-some years old, but if he having kids, just he had his first kid now, bro. It's like, come on, dog. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
you a little late to the party, son.
Well, I mean, look, I always wondered like what would happen if, you know what I'm saying, if something were to happen like to Mark or whatever, like where would the team, you know, usually it would go to, and then you would leave it to like your son or your daughter, you know what I mean, whoever. But we all know that Mark doesn't have any kids. I'm not sure what how that situation will work out, but
yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but that at first glance when I seen that, I thought that was funny. I was like, damn, this is crazy. This dude Mark gets to Vegas, he's enjoying a life. Dude became a billionaire, like, man, carefree life, bro. Man. He's living his life. He's living his life for sure.
Bro, yeah, this bro have look. Those are the problems you don't want, bro. As somebody that's that old, bro. Dog. Just imagine this fool Mark waking up to change some diapers, bro. Like, it's wild, bro. Little kid with that crazy haircut. Like,
hey, he looked like he lost weight too. I mean, you know, he trying to, you know, he looked like he lost.
That's, you know, you taking trips to Pound Town. That'll you know, that'll slim you up, I guess.
Damn.
Oh man.
Oh man. But yeah, man. I don't know if it's 100%. Yeah, like you said. I think she came out and said like that's not true, right? So
yeah, she said it's not her, bro.
But yeah, man, it's crazy how like the internet, social media is crazy. They find out something, they see some pictures, they can put it together, make it seem real, and let it, man. The internet is crazy, bro. It is crazy. But man, my guy 808 Raider, man, John, appreciate you coming through. Salute Nation. Labe is might be the poor man's McCaffrey, man. That's high praise. Even as saying poor man's McCaffrey, that's high praise. But he was actually one of the guys that we talked about last week that we heard that was played really well. His versatility showed. They were moving around a lot. Obviously, he has special teams value as well. He had like a few kick returns for a touchdown in college. Now with the new rule changes in the NFL next season with special teams, you can see the value of kick returners is coming back. Like, if I don't know, y'all need to check out that press conference or that presser with the special teams coach. Yeah, and that dude, he was super passionate, bro. Like this dude, he got away from the mic. He was like, "So this is how you." He was just trying to break down the play and everything. Like he was excited. You could tell he's excited about this new rule change.
That dude pounded like 2 or 3 yerba mates before he got up there, bro. He drank like 2 or 3 yerba mates before he started talking because he was on one. But dude was passionate, bro. You could tell he's a teacher. You could tell he's a teacher. You could tell he loves the teaching aspect of being a coach, bro. But yeah, he definitely had like 2 or 3 yerba mates before he got up there, bro. Like that dude was on 10.
Yeah, man. Look, at the end of the day, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. I just got a call, but I think y'all was trolling. Yeah, but if not, just you can call back, man. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are not gonna let trolls in today, man. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, man. Hey, look, we appreciate everybody watching, man. Just make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are going live on both our channels, so make sure to hit the like button and subscribe button on both the channels if you can. Man, we got fans coming from everywhere, man. We got Packer fans in here, man. Even though we beat y'all last season, I don't know what you want to.
Yes,
I don't know why you want to come here and talk to us over here, man. But we appreciate you coming through. But yeah. She denied it. She did. Yeah, right. That's what we're talking about. She denied it herself. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. What's going on? Nick 209 says, what's going on with Colton? So I'm gonna check and see if there's some new information. But if you guys are referring to the report, let's see, 1 second, hold on. If you want to talk to people about Colton Miller and what might possibly going on with him, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, man. Kind of. I mean, I haven't seen any news recently that would cause me any concern. I know Jackson Powers Johnson got nicked up, but as we were talking about earlier, man, this is a voluntary part of the offseason.
We got a call, not to cut you off. We got Raider Joe in the building. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Appreciate you calling in. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Sitting over here, just relishing in this draft a little bit and thinking about how, maybe our man over there, Antonio Pierce, has got a plan with old Telesco, and they building into the future, and I'm excited about that.
Okay. So how you feeling about the draft class, the offseason so far? I know, obviously Antonio Pierce, took over. He's the head coach. That happened earlier in the offseason, but now free agency and the draft. Like, what are your thoughts, man? Like, what has you excited for the season, I should say?
Well, I mean, my big thing is, Antonio Pierce is a new head coach, of course, so we can't get too twisted. But I like how he decides to, just get everybody pumped up and everything. So that's a great thing.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
But besides that, they just getting some people in the draft. I thought was, that was just like some top players on the board. It was just amazing to me. In the last couple of years, the Raiders have put a little, I don't know what to call it, but just, not so much thought into the draft, so to speak. But
yeah.
Okay.
But I thought we had a very intellectual draft this year, so I'm happy about that. And with our defense coming in on that and getting Christian Wilkinson, I don't think we have any problems with our defense.
Okay.
And everybody's talking about the Aiden O'Connell, the Gardner Minshew thing or whatever. I think Aiden's gonna probably sweep it before it's over with. Over.
Well, okay. I hear you. I hear you. And it should. So you weren't looking for you were okay with Aiden O'Connell and Minshew as quarterback. Like, you didn't want the Raiders to draft a quarterback this year.
Well, I didn't want them to reach by no means, and like I said, that's why I was so happy about just getting that top player off the draft and Brock Bowers or whatever. Yeah, I didn't want them to reach. I didn't want them to give away too much. We got a couple good quarterbacks coming out of the next draft, and we can work that way, and just give and Gardner a chance. But I mean, you can't go in and just be like, hey, just because you got this, you got Michael Penix or whatever. I mean, Michael Penix is going to take years in the league to be able to be something good. I think the Raiders are going toward trying to be something good.
I think. Hold on. Did we lose him?
I think we lost him.
We'll do.
I think we got him back. Yeah, man. Hey, man. We appreciate the call. We're actually getting a couple of calls calling in while you called in, but yeah. So what are you? I don't want to cut the call short, but what's your last thoughts on the Raiders, man? What are you looking forward to from here on out?
I mean, I'm looking forward to a bit having a good winning season, maybe getting 10 wins, and just proving to these shitbirds over there, excuse my language, in the AFC that our quarterbacks aren't the worst in the league, and something, but already banked in Las Vegas to be the runner for the most yards in the league this year. So
okay.
So we just gonna see.
We'll see, man. They'll definitely have a chip on their shoulder because a lot of people are doubting them right now. So we'll see. Hopefully, Getsy can put a strong system around them. They got some talent on offense. That being said, man, we appreciate the call. Man, appreciate the support, brother. Take care.
Hey, man, y'all keep it going, brother.
For sure, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the words of Jimi Hendrix.
Call
hey,
from
Joe.
Raider smoke.
To accept, press 1.
Sure.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh, snaps. Guess what we got on, man? You heard it just a little bit.
Yes, sir. You got to set off
We
the
got
alarm.
Raiders Smoke in the building, man. Man, a big supporter of the channel, man, of the show. My guy, man, what's going on?
Man, what's up with you guys, man? How you guys doing?
Pretty good, bro. What's up with you, man? How you enjoying the weekend?
Man, pretty good, man. I just put the kids to sleep, getting ready to go back at it tomorrow to work.
Hey, man.
Tuning in.
Yeah, we already know what it is, man. So what's going on, man? We always hear you in the chat, man. Always don't support, man. But we want to hear from you, man. Like, what are your thoughts on the Raiders offseason, man? Like the draft, free agency, like do you like what Telesco and Pierce is doing so far this offseason?
You know what? I had high hopes that we were going to draft a quarterback, but to be honest, I don't know. I'm not really feeling too confident with AOC and Minshew. I'm gonna just keep it real. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, if we get a top 5 defense, and if they could just stay, game managers, I think we got a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as like going deep, maybe in the playoffs and stuff, I mean, I'm hoping for the best, but I've seen too much Raider football to know like we need an elite quarterback at that position. You know what I mean?
Facts, 100%, man. That's Severe probably could speak to this, man. But that's why you seen our reaction during the draft, man. Like we were kind of like disappointed that we weren't able to get that quarterback at any point in the draft. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Severe, man. Like you can speak to this, man. Like as far as like not getting a quarterback, man. Like what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I've already gone on record saying we have the worst, if not the worst, one of the worst quarterback rooms in the entire NFL. And I know fans are like, oh, you know what? Aiden O'Connell, he was in a bad situation this year. He's gonna have this guy and that guy, man. But I come from the school of, bro, you got to show me. You got to show me, man. And he had a very talented wide receiver core last year, and he really didn't do a lot with it. He had a game where he put up 0 points. He had a game where he went 3 quarters without completing a pass. Not even scoring. Like, we went 3 quarters without completing a pass. So, and I don't think some of the good games he has, I don't think that outweighs that bad. So, I'm not rooting against the guy. Of course, I'm rooting for him. But before I'm ready to anoint him and say he's going to be the guy to lead the franchise, he's going to be the guy that's going to, put us in the playoffs or win the playoff game. Like, but you got to show me, bro. You got to show me. And last year was a mixed bag. He's an older guy, so he should have been conceivably more mature. He threw a lot of passes in college, so he already had a lot of time on task. So this is the year, man. He's in a good situation. He has a head coach that supports him. He has an offensive coordinator that's an actual offensive coordinator. He has the best wide receiver in the league. He has one of the better tight end rooms in the league. He has one of the better second receivers in the league. So whether it's him or Minshew, they're set up wonderfully. So if we would have gotten a real a real talented quarterback, like a quarterback that had upper echelon talent, I think we would have been in a great situation. But we didn't do that. We elected to go the other way. But as we know, bro, like in this league, quarterbacks win games. You look at all the quarterbacks that were in the playoffs last year, like all those guys were top tier talent outside of Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy had probably the most talented team top to bottom in the NFL. And he also had probably the best play caller in the entire league as well. So we'll kind of see.
Yeah, see, I gotta hold you there because I don't think the Raiders had a choice. At 13, I don't think they had a chance to get the Falcons. I'm forever gonna hate that team for taking Michael Penix. I don't think anybody expected that pick. Obviously, Jane Daniels. There's no chance that the Commanders are gonna trade. Nah, they're not gonna do it.
I will say this real quick. My bad for all.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Do your thing, bro.
I was just gonna say that. You know what? I do feel like I'm a little bit more confident with Minshew, just because we saw what he did last year with the Colts.
Yeah.
And I feel like his upside is a little bit more than AOC. Not knocking AOC because he, word out of camp is that he's been getting his body right and he's trying to be that guy. But I just feel like Minshew with his with him being a veteran, him carrying the Colts pretty much last year to almost a playoff spot. I feel more confident with him under center than AOC, to be honest. But we'll see.
You know what? And you said it earlier. I could see in a world where it can work. I can see where AOC and Minshew can come in here and be solid for the Raiders, and the Raiders can win games because their defense is that good. They have a solid running game, and just look at the weapons on offense. It's not like we're telling AOC and Minshew to be spectacular. Like, you have Devontae Adams on one side, you got Jacoby Myers on the other side, you got Trey Tucker. You might not be a fan of him, Severe, I know, but we got people calling in. But yeah, man, it's weapons everywhere, man. That's all I gotta say. It's weapons everywhere. We've seen it done, but we've seen it done before. Like, we've seen teams go about it a different way, a la the San Francisco 49ers. Super talented team, but quarterback is probably not the most talented compared to other quarterbacks, top quarterbacks in the NFL. But since they have so much around them, which starts with their head coach, by the way, one of the best offensive minds in football. But it can work. It can work. But long term, is that going to be the answer? Is that going to get it done and win the Super Bowl? That's what we're talking about. That's what Severe's talking about, and I think that's what you were talking about earlier, as far as getting like a franchise QB. And I'm not sure if AOC and Minshew are that, but who knows, man? We'll see, man.
You got other calls and stuff coming in, but I just want to say it real quick. Love the show. Love you guys, doing the shows for us, man. I appreciate it. And last but not least, man, Mark Davis, you are not the father.
Hey, man, you appreciate the call, man. You're hilarious, bro. All right, bro, man. You have a good one, man. All right.
All right, for sure.
All right, you do. All right, guys.
All right, peace.
Bye.
All right, man. We getting calls left and right, man.
Yes, sir.
But
yes, sir.
let's. If you want to call back in, the lines are open. You see the number on the screen, 628-333-9343. But my guy, Raider Smoke, man, is big support of the channel, man. Appreciate you calling, my guy. Great call. And Raider Joseph, I believe.
Raider Joe. Yeah, Raider Joe. Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
Raider Joe. Raider Joe called in too as well. So I appreciate him call. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Gotta make sure this is not a troll, y'all. Gotta make sure.
Yes, sir. What we got?
Hello? Yeah, you trolling. That was a troll. That was a troll. But we're not gonna give no love to trolls, man.
No love at all.
No energy, no nothing. Joe sound like an OG. Yeah, hey man, we appreciate everybody watching and supporting and calling in, man. Yeah, man, OG, man.
Yeah, Joe done paid his dues, bro. He done paid his dues for sure as a Raider fan, bro. he done seen the highs and the lows, man. So, hey, he got.
Oh, hey, Diesel, man. Diesel, hey, this is classic. This is, hey, man, this was me when I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on, let me. Yeah, this might be the troll calling in.
Yeah, man. Diesel has.
Bro, I'm not gonna answer it, bro. I'm not gonna answer it. I'm not gonna answer
it. Diesel has some lofty goals there, bro. He has some very lofty goals.
I want to believe this, man, but I got to keep that. I got to be realistic too, as well, man. But if the Raiders win the Super Bowl,
man,
I might just be done with YouTube, man. I've seen everything, man. I've never. The last time, the last time I was able to even experience a game, the Super Bowl like that was obviously 2002. That in my lifetime I was like, man, I was super excited, man. And the way the game started, Seawood getting the interception, man, I thought I was going, man, I don't even want to think about it, man. It's bad memory.
Yeah, that's a really painful memory for me as well, man.
And I so happened to know someone that was a Tampa Bay fan. Ain't that messed up? That's the most messed up.
I body on that game, bro. I was young, but I lost. And what makes so bad is that game was in San Diego. Yeah. So it's like, bro, we lost in San Diego, bro. It's like, man.
Yeah. On, man. Yeah, in San Diego, man. And that's a Raider home game right there. That's a Raider home game right there, man. But man, what we doing, man? We getting getting all lost in the sauce as far as these calls, man. But let's get into flag on the play, man. If you want to let the people know the first flag on the play, man. Let's lead it off, man. Let's talk about this, man. This is the giving them the business.
69 offense. He was giving them the business. We played it in.
Yeah, man.
And in a strange turn of events, this flag on the play is about somebody not getting the business. Yeah. And that is one Tom Brady. We've all known that he's been attempting to, basically buy a minority share of the Raiders for quite some time now. And initially, we were told that the deal couldn't be consummated because of the amount of discount that was being given to Tom Brady. And then we heard that the owners were at the previous owner meetings, the owners weren't even going to address it. And now I think there's another owners meeting that's going to be coming up, and now some new issues have cropped up.
Yeah, and just to let y'all know, man, I'm going to be looking into Colton Miller. I know he was he wasn't there on last Tuesday in the building, and a lot of players weren't there. But we started off the show, we said it's too early in the offseason to speculate if someone's hurt or not. We haven't heard anything. I'm not seeing anything come up as far as Colton Miller being hurt. But I think it's too early to be concerned right now, man. But that being said, yeah, it is kind of interesting, man. But do we expect anything less, man, when it comes to the Raiders? At the end of the day, like, even though Tom Brady is the golden boy, the golden child, the GOAT QB, the Patriots quarterback, who's won all those Super Bowl rings, but now he's affiliated with the Raiders. And if he's gonna buy into the Raiders, he's a Raider. Yeah. And now they're saying the issues of him, he's getting slowed down a little bit just because he's broadcasting with Fox. And the broadcasters, they obviously get all that type of access with teams and all that type of stuff. But I don't know, man. I think it's a flag. I think it's just an excuse, man, to because man, hey, low key, it was kind of. I feel like it is a smart move to get Tom Brady to buy in, because I think he's going to bring in. Man, he's a winner. He's a winner. Is that going to translate into the Raiders winning more? I don't know. You know what I mean? Mark Davis. We've been asking this for years to make an infrastructure where, you know, he removes himself from football decisions, because he's come out and said that I'm not a football guy that my father was. You know, if that's the case, if that's true, then maybe have people to make those decisions. But even though he's hired a GM and he hired a coach, you see, it's a little too close. Like, you're a little too close to you're still hiring the guys who are, you know, so close to the field. I mean, I think you should leave that to, like, you know, and he mentioned that there might be a possibility that, I think it was in a past interview, was it last year, where he kind of mentioned, like, oh, at some point we need to bring in a president of football operations. That hasn't happened yet. So we'll see. But man, I think the NFL's hating right here. I think they're hating because he a Raider, man.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. Man, at this point, it just seems like hating, man. Because it seems like I know a lot of Raider fans are against it, but I just look at, like, for example, perfect example, you look at what happened with Cliff Kingsbury, right? Where we had him, he was going to be our offensive coordinator. It was pretty much a done deal, and then Cliff Kingsbury got a call from Magic Johnson.
We meant you to be spectacular. Like, you have Devontae Adams on one side, you got Jacoby Myers on the other side, you got Trey Tucker.
Hey, if you want to load down to YouTube, you want to load that down to YouTube.
People calling in, but yeah, man.
Low. All right, man. I think someone called in and they got nervous and hung up, man. It's all good, man. We not gonna hurt you, man. But yeah, when you call in, make sure to load down the YouTube, because it's gonna be like a feedback. So just load it down, and then we'll answer the call, and then we'll be able to chop it up, man. But yeah, man, I think it's a big flag on the play. But let's move it along, man. We got another one. We got another flag on the play, and the big flag on the play. We were talking about earlier about going to games, right? But guess what? The most expensive ticket in the NFL is, guess who? The Las Vegas Raiders are when I think they have 3 out of the top 10 games are the Raiders as far as the most expensive ticket. And I believe that the most expensive ticket for next season is the Raiders versus Steelers. And I think I had this in front of me. Let me pull this up. Raiders versus Steelers, Raiders versus Chiefs, and Raiders versus Browns. I think that was the game. Raiders versus Browns.
Yeah.
So
Raiders versus Browns is a curious one.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like, but you know what? It might be all those Browns fans tired of Cleveland and how terrible the weather is out there, and they trying to come come to Vegas, man. I'm telling you, man.
Like
okay. I think we gonna get this, my guy right here.
Call from
Deion Sanders.
Did he say Deion Sanders?
It must be the money.
Lines are open. 333-9-343.
Yo.
My guy read.
Hello?
See, that's troll. Yeah, troll, man. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it, man. Like, what's the point of doing that, man? I seen it coming too. I'm just paying attention to the chat, man. I see it coming. But yeah, man. Flag on the play, man. One of these days, these tickets is gonna get cheap. But if the Raiders continue to win, and they continue to be in Vegas, let's keep it real. It's just a destination city for a lot of fans, and on top of that, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, that's one of the best stadiums I've ever been to. Like, it was great. Mark Davis, he did it right for the Raiders, bro. It's a silver and black experience. The only thing missing is it ain't the same as Oakland. It's not the same. You know what I mean? And I think that's just going to develop over time. They need to start putting some winning football out there. But that's the only thing that I'll say is, like, missing is, like, the fan base is not as strong or heavy. You know, I feel like we do a good job of, like, showing up to the games. But but I don't think it's as strong as it has in the past. But you know, it is what it is, man. I think them tickets is gonna be expensive for a while.
For a while, man.
Yeah, man, because they're gonna have to pay. They got to pay for that stadium. They got to pay for that stadium. But yeah, man, that's flag on the play, man. There's things that we have an issue with that we want to talk about, man, and those were the biggest flags on the play. And as you can see, man, we got the call-in number here, man. No trolls allowed. Call in 628-333-9343, man. Hey, you now I'm not gonna pick it up. Yeah.
Same
dude, like this dude, man.
Deion Sanders, bro. You need to coach Shador, bro.
He's sick, man. He's sick. Hey, appreciate it, my guy. Henny said just subscribe, man. Let's go, man. Appreciate the support,
man.
My God, man. And hey, if it's severe, make sure to head over to my channel, subscribe to myself. If it's me, make sure to head over to Severe's channel and subscribe. We are going live on both our channels. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate the support. And if you're watching vertically, we understand like the like button is not as like easily seen on the vertical live stream. It's on the top right. Hit that 3 dots, and you should be able to see the like button. But yeah, we appreciate the support, and we're gonna keep it going. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got notable quotables, man. Notable quotables. Oh man, we got an all-star caller right here.
Call from
Daniel Kim.
What? We got Daniel Kim in the building, man.
What is up?
Hey, what's going on, Daniel? The king of mods is on the phone, man.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Consistent. Appreciate the support, man. I'm glad you were able to call in, man. But how's it going, man? How's everything going with you?
It's going good, family. Just spent time family here for Memorial Day and hung out. Wanted to call in and give you guys some love and at the same time talk about our team.
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's talk about it, man. What are your thoughts on the team, man, as far as like the offseason or whatever, man, the draft? Let us know, man. What's on your mind?
There's one major I guess where we grew, obviously, was the trenches, right? That's where everything starts. And our defensive trench is great. So it's going to protect our linebacker. It's going to protect our DBs. It's going to protect our the back end of the defense. But I think I'm more concerned because we still need to grow our O-line trenches. You know, like there's big questions on the left side right now with Colton Miller being hurt. Because if, we got the horses in the receiving core and the tight ends, the running backs, but if we can't get our quarterback the ball, right, to get the ball out on time, get the ball to the right people, if the line doesn't hold up, then we got an issue.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing anything about him being hurt. I know he wasn't. Did he leave? Did he leave? I know Jackson Powers Johnson left OTA's practice a little bit at some point in the practice, but. I'm not, and I know Colton Miller was one of the players that didn't show up or wasn't there at OTAs, but there was a few players that didn't show up. So it's kind of hard for me to talk about it because I'm not sure if we have a lot of information as far as him being hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, I think it's important that we make sure that's taken care of, right?
Yeah. It's early, bro. I think it's just a little bit early.
Absolutely.
It's
but anything other than that, our energy in the building with all those guys out at OTAs, before OTAs with AP and our defensive coach, dude, they're bringing the energy every single day, and you can see it's a different team. I've been watching this team since I was 7, right? And
man,
there's a lot hasn't happened since I was 7. This is 40 years since I started watching them.
I feel you,
I'm
man.
finally excited. I'm finally excited for it, and it's like real excitement. It's not. Oh, I hope they're good. Like this team looks and sounds different.
Yeah, and it's different too because like I'm excited, but I'm like it's starting with the defense, and obviously led by the head coach Antonio Pierce. And then you got Patrick Graham. You got some of these assists. You got Patrick Graham, 3rd year coaching that defense. Then we got the additions on defense, that defensive line. Everything is starting with that defense. And then you look at the offense and you see the offensive pieces. It's just that quarterback room that kind of has me hesitant. But like I said earlier, I can see there's a world where I can see this all working out. Because there's so much, there's too much talent.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think given that the offense has been simplified, I think it's more friendly towards quarterbacks. And I think if anything, there's one thing that you can't put into numbers, and it's the dog in the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's AOC, and him being the 8th quarterback on the depth chart, and him working up and putting the numbers in at Purdue. I think he has it in the brain, in the mind. He has it there. And once he has it there, if the line can hold up, I think he's throwing darts all over the field.
Yeah,
he's going to get it to our guys when it's time.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people are not talking about is it is AOC's 2nd year in the NFL. Right. He's gonna get better. A lot of the mistakes, the things that we seen last year is because he was a rookie that wasn't, supposed to be on the football field. On top of that, the whole offensive cohesion system that is all gone. It's thrown away. It's in the garbage can. We never gonna see it again. Along with Josh McDaniels. So I think last year was just traumatic because how did that offense fail with so much weapons on the football field?
Yeah.
So this year,
if you look at it numbers wise, AOC only played half a season, right? Half a season with no starting reps, just literally thrown in there and having his trial by fire at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And to see what he did, and at the same time see what he couldn't do. I think it's a fair assessment to say, you know what? I think we're going to see the real AOC this year.
Yeah, man. Hey, I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. I hope that I hope AOC is the franchise QB, and he's a Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, All Pro. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm also realistic as well. I understand. He's a 4th round guy going into his 2nd year. Talent wise, it's not the highest. It's there's a lot of things going against him.
He's not elite in any terms of the word, right? So.
Yeah, but we'll see, man. What's going to help with his development, and this is for any quarterback, especially young, is when you have a lot of pieces around them. You notice the guys that develop really well are the guys who have a lot of pieces around them, whether that's the coaching staff, whether that's the offensive line, you name it, the offensive pieces, the defense, the run game. And low-key, we have some pieces. We got some pieces.
I think we have it. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. Media is definitely sleeping on this. I think they're just setting it up so that they can jump on a bandwagon later on and have something to talk about. That's what I think.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. Appreciate it, man. But any last thoughts, Daniel?
All right, man. Other than I think we're gonna make the playoffs this year.
Okay.
I actually don't doubt it. I think that our team's going to come around and we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think we have to get through that gauntlet between about game 4 through about game 8. We got to get through that gauntlet and make sure that we come out at least 500 there, and I think it's going to be written in stone at that point.
Division or wild card? Division or wild card?
I think we're going to be wild card.
All right. Respect. Kept it real, you know what I mean? Because KC ain't nothing to play with, man.
It's the realist, man. We don't even I think wild card is definitely in play.
Facts, man. Hey, Daniel, man, I appreciate you calling, man.
Appreciate you, man. The king of mods, as he's been titled. The king of mods.
Always holding it down. Hopefully, are you going to any of the games next season?
I'm gonna try. My wife and I are talking. I'm gonna try for sure.
Hey, let us know, man. Keep us updated, man. We're obviously shooting for that first game. Yeah. But let us know, man. We're looking at that entire season, so keep us posted.
We'll do, brother. We'll do. All right.
All right, man. Take care, man.
All right.
Daniel Kim, man, the king of minds, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you calling in, man. Always hold it down in the chat, man. But hey, look, we appreciate everybody, man. Hey, make sure to clock in, man. If you don't know what that means, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. All that good stuff. We're going live on both our channels, so make sure to do it on both channels if you can. But yeah, let's before Daniel called in, we were trying to get into notable quotables, man. And notable quotables are anything that caught our eye, whether it's the Raiders or anybody. And recently we had, let me put this down real quick. And recently, Max Crosby, shout out to him, Rush Podcast, he talked about his Mount Rushmore of Raiders. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll let it play real quick, and then from there we'll react to what he was saying as far as his Mount Rushmore. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this in just a second. Let's see here. Oh man, I thought I had it. Oh yeah, right here.
Who's the Mount Rushmore of the Raider way?
My bad. It wasn't the Rush podcast. It was on a podcast with your favorite player in the NFL.
Man. That's an inside joke, man. Y'all not cool. Man. Yeah, that is
I'm just playing. Like, that was an inside joke. That's an inside. We gonna keep it inside. We gonna keep it inside.
Yeah, bro. Man, you too, bro.
But Julian L. Edelman has a podcast, man. Shout out to him. And Max Crosby was there. And, you know, I think his whole thing on his channel, on his podcast show, they talk about a classic game, a big game, and they break down what happened, which is cool. I like the premise. It's kind of different. And during that conversation about the game, Edelman talked about, and Max Crosby was able to get into the Mount Rushmore as far as Raiders, and here's what he had to say.
Who's the Mount Rushmore of the Raider way?
Wow.
The Mount Rushmore.
Wow.
Hey.
Just players or coaches?
The Raider Nation way.
You got to put Al Davis number one. Al Davis number one. You got to put John Madden.
It's two coaches taking up two spots.
I mean,
like
two
that.
coaches. You got to. I mean, they've changed the whole game. And then players.
Ooh.
Shit. I'm gonna say my personal. I have to go Charles Woodson.
Nice.
Teammate.
Charles Woodson, yeah, legend. Fuck, that's gonna piss
Howie
somebody
Long,
off.
Kenny Stabler.
I literally, Howie was. I have to
Tatum.
go Howie. I have to go Howie.
Dude, Howie Long.
He's a fucking great dude. Absolute legend too.
Who's the?
That's actually a good question, man. And in the chat, man, chime in, man. The Night Crew, as we like to call it on this channel, man. Make sure the Night Crew, man. Let us know, man.
Chat, comment section, let us know.
Who is your Mount Rushmore? You know what I mean? Who is your Mount Rushmore as far as Raiders, man? And I think it's kind of subject. I think it's a little biased, like based off who you grew up with, who you were exposed to, and like what kind of hit you. I mean, obviously Al Davis has to be in the Mount Rushmore. Like he created the whole Raider mystique. Like he
created the Raiders name. I think I talked about this before. He created like ain't no.
Let them know, man. Let the people know, man. So Al Davis, I agree with that one. John Madden, I can see. John Madden has kind of like a huge impact as far as like the culture, sports, and obviously the Madden games and
exactly
the NFL as far as a commentator. So it's even not just for the Raiders. So
football and period.
Yeah, just football in general, man. He's huge. So, but I wouldn't be mad at that one. And then he said Charles Woodson. Obviously, that's kind of like our, he's a go for us. But I be honest with you, we kind of we witnessed a lot of bad football.
We lived some bad football, bro.
Some bad Raider football. A lot of the Raider greats are going to be in the past because that's when the great players played. I mean, we've seen some good players come in, obviously, but we haven't seen a lot of winning. So Charles Woodson, I guess I'll definitely put him up there. I mean, he's an all-time great, Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So I get that one. Howie Long. I don't know. That one, I don't know.
I mean, you know,
great player,
great player, bro. Take nothing away from his player, but like, it's not for me. Not for me, man. Like my 4, I guess I'll go first. If I'm going to go 4, my 4 will be, of course, we already said Al and John Madden. They have designated spots. You cannot get away from those guys. Then I go with, it's not prisoner of the moment, but you know, I gotta go Jim Otto. I think Jim Otto got to be up there, man. I think we talked about everything he meant to the organization, especially early on. He kind of set the tone and tenor for this team going forward. You know, and I think that the nastiness of the Raiders, I think that, you know, some of that, well, a lot of that came from him. So, you know, it kind of trickled down through this organization, man. And I think a guy that doesn't get enough credit, Tim Brown, man. Tim Brown,
yes.
Tim Brown, man. As great as you want to say how he is, bro, if you look at the numbers Tim Brown was putting up and you look at the quarterbacks he had throwing to him, man, if Tim Brown had even above average quarterback play consistently, that dude would have some astronomical numbers, bro. Hey, for when he retired, a lot of his numbers, he was right behind, well, not right behind, but he was second place behind Jerry Rice. Of course, Jerry Rice was leagues away from everybody, but you know, Tim Brown was right there in second place for a lot of those numbers, and he did that with who was the best quarterback he played for was Rich Gannon, super late in his career. Before that, it was Jeff Hostetler. Come on, like these are the guys he was getting thrown the ball by. So, you know, I think if he had some better quarterback play, and he was doing it with no gloves, bro, straight tape in his fingers, and he's a guy that I think he blew out his knee his second year out of Notre Dame. So he came in the league as a speed guy, returnman, blew out his knee in the 80s. You feel me? You had a devastating knee injury in the 80s and still came back and put up some crazy number. Like Tim Brown he's just that guy.
So what's that criteria though? Because you know, and hey, shout out to Raider Smoke, man. We were able to talk to him for the first time, man. Appreciate you calling in earlier, man. He appreciate the super chat. He says, number 1, he says, and I probably not in any order, but he got Charles Woodson, he got Howie Long, he got Stabler, Tim Brown. Mount Rushmore is usually 4, but he threw in number 5 bonus, Bo Jackson. So he kept it all players. So yeah. I think when the conversation was happening, and I think when we're talking about it, we're talking about not just players, we're talking about coaches, with obviously ownership, with Al Davis. Man, like anytime you see anything about the Raiders, Al Davis is always going to be attached to that. So it is what it is. Man, so what is the criteria? Is it how great are you at what you do? And that's associated with the Raiders. So like obviously Tim Brown, great wide receiver, great receiver for the Raiders. So that's a Mount Rushmore. He's in that Mount Rushmore just because that he was so great as a player. But then you got John Madden. Then you got Al Davis. They didn't play, but they coached and owned the team. So it's kind of like different. But what's the criteria that you would actually go with? Is it the impact? Is it impact?
Man, I just think of guys. Who do I think of when I think of the Raiders? You know, and that's like off top for me. You know, though Jim Otto and Tim Brown, I think like both of those guys at one point or another were known as Mr. Raider, right? Like Jim Otto previously, Tim Brown more recently. Those guys are known as Mr. Raider. Yeah, and I think they were both ambassadors for this team. You know, I think they represented the team well. Jim Otto played his entire career here. I think Tim Brown played all but his very last year here with us. I think the last year he spent with like John Gruden in Tampa Bay, but he basically his entire playing career, which was a very lengthy one. So, you know, at no point did they, you know, turn their back on the team or asked to leave or anything like that. I think they were guys that were, you know, Raiders through and through. So that's why I mean that's why guys like, you know, like Marcus Allen kind of gets disqualified for me. Same thing with Charles Woodson. He's kind of disqualified for me because he kind of forced. They both. Well, Al Davis had issues with Marcus Allen, and then Charles Woodson kind of forced his way out of the organization. So even though he came back later on, try to repay it, like, you know, you kind of you forced your way out already. So it's like, bro, you know, you won a Super Bowl. You won a Super Bowl with another team. You know, so you won Defensive Player of the Year with another team. So it's like, you know, I appreciate your service.
And shout out to Brim. He said Jack Tatum, Gene Upshaw, Bo Jackson, Arshell. Jack Tatum, he might not be as great of a player as, you know, some of the all-time greats. But when you think of the Raiders, you look at some of the, you look at the like just going to the vault and you watch some of these NFL films and these old footage of the Raiders, man.
Like Tatum was a monster, bro.
He is what you would like think of as a Raider. I mean, obviously we talked about Jim Otto, the late great Jim Otto, but Jack Tatum is, but is he in the Mount Rushmore though? I don't, you know. Is it just impact?
That's why guys like him and like I want to put like Cliff Brandt, even like Gene Upshaw. Like Gene Upshaw, not only was he a great player, you know, he's also, you know, the head of the Players Association forever. You know, Arshell, you know, he's a coach as well with us. You know, actually like had success with us as a coach, you know, during his first stint. So, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to put those guys over Tim Brown and Jim Otto, man. You know, even though Jim Otto's old school, the younger people ain't gonna necessarily associate him with the Raiders.
It's just we always seen him as like literally, you know, NFL. You just turn on NFL films, man, and you just see Jim Otto, blood coming down his face, and you know, like the dude was a Raider through and through. So I get that 100%. For sure, for me, without a doubt, Al Davis, John Madden, and then from there, you know, it gets a little bit subjective. You could, it's all subjective, but I think
so many people.
Yeah. But then there's no way I'm not gonna. Hey, shout out Raider Smoke. How you not put Al Davis in your Mount Rushmore? Man, come on, man. Man, I think he was thinking players. I think he was just thinking players. Yeah, just thinking players. Daniel Kim says, man, my guy, he says 4 is difficult. They have to define the Raiders. Facts. Yeah. Facts. My 2 cents says Janikowski.
Hey, bro. Janikowski he's the all-time leading scorer for the Raiders, bro. Not only is he a Raider, he's the all-time leading scorer for the Raiders.
Jim Plunkett, man, 2-time Super Bowls. Hey, you can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad at that at all, man.
Man, but let's see. Marty Mart says Al, Madden, Howie, Otto, Tim Brown, Art Shell. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, now that I think about it, it wasn't a bad list.
No.
Max, he didn't have a bad list.
Yeah, man.
I think when he got to that fourth one, he was just like,
Yeah, I mean, I think Seawood is easy because Seawood played for him, and Seawood was, but like I said, Seawood kind of
he relates to this generation. I think he just relates to the like, okay, last Hall of Famer that played, you know, NFL great, former Raider. Yeah, I get that. That's an easy one, but like a lot of people have some good answers, man. Tom Flores, people mentioned Tom Flores, Nick 209, Marcus Allen is a Raider great, but he did go to the Chiefs though.
Bro, exactly.
That's a nice. Are you? I don't know if Al Davis would appreciate this comment, Nick.
He's a man, Al Davis. Al Davis is going to haunt this dude with a overhead projector. This
Willie Brown, man. He just has that Willie Brown, man. You know what I mean? Willie Brown always had that. He had that classic.
That classic interception.
Old man Willie.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Willie Brown.
Yeah. You playing, bro? Now you playing, man. Appreciate it, my guy. He says Ricky Dudley. Come on, man. Nah, man. That bust. If anybody knows him, man, tight end.
Yeah, man. Super bust. Super bust.
He was a bust, man. Hopefully, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it out loud. I don't even speak it to the universe.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
I was gonna say, but a big clue. Right? Big Ted says Brock Bowers will go down as the greatest Raider ever, easily, man. Oh man, hey, look, man.
Who said that?
Big Ted, man. Big Ted just came through.
Come on,
man,
bro.
now y'all reaching now. Justin Fargas,
Big
come on,
Ted,
man.
Big
Come on,
Ted.
y'all reaching now. Justin Fargas. I like Justin Fargas, but I always used to be laughing because he just run straight.
Bro.
He just go 100 miles per hour and just
Bro, just
he didn't have no like wiggle.
No wiggle at all, bro. Just like he had some straight line speed though. Like I remember he was like our first 1,000-yard rusher. We went a minute without having a 1,000-yard rusher until Lil Huggy came on the scene. But it was man.
You know what though? Shout out Kenny Stabler, man. Al Davis, John Madden, Kenny Stabler. I could see that too, man. I could see that. Kenny the Snake Stabler for sure. And that's man. That could be one right there. I'm not. And it's really subjective. At the end of the day, like a lot of people can go a lot of different direction.
Yeah.
How's Junkie says Tom Flores won 2 Super Bowls. Flores led the Silver and Black to 2 Super Bowl wins as a head coach. Well, you know what? You make a good point. At the end of the day, he did win 2 Super Bowls. I think John Madden's impact was a little bit bigger though.
Nah, facts, bro.
It's just the impact is bigger. I don't know how I could explain it. You just, but you know what? Maybe if we just all right, if we just said John Madden as a Raider head coach, and then everything that we know about John Madden, we have to erase from our minds, would you still say that he's in the Mount Rushmore? Meaning that we don't know nothing about no commentator, we don't know nothing about no Madden NFL games.
Yeah, man. I want to say he when he retired, he had the highest winning percentage of any head coach. He might still have that record. I have to check it out, but he in terms of regular season winning percentage, he had the highest. And then you think about all the AFC Championship games he was going to. Like if it wasn't for the Steelers and the refs, like John Madden would have several Super Bowl rings, bro. Like how many does Terry Bradshaw and them have? I think Terry Bradshaw has 4. Terry Bradshaw has 4 or 5. Like think like those belong to the Raiders. Like those are our Super Bowl rings, bro. And we were getting like you think about the immaculate reception, like a lot of stuff, man, was happening around that time where it was some poor refereeing. Al Davis had his suspicions that it was Pete Rozelle, basically calling in the fixes, ensuring that we weren't winning these games. So, we could have
Raiders Smoke, man, says Al Davis, John Madden, Greg Papa. That's hilarious. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, man, you a real one for saying Greg Papa because I pretty much grew up on them. If you know. These Raider games back in the day, man, used to get blacked out. And if you was a real one, you used to listen to the games.
Yeah.
Even though they were supposed to be on TV, but they weren't, you know what I mean? Because the tickets wasn't sold. The NFL had that crazy rule. If you don't sell a certain amount of tickets, the game is not shown to the local media market. But Greg Papa, man. But you could also say for a lot of, the OGs too, was it Billy King? Not Billy King. The old school commentator for the Raiders, man. Like he commentated not just the Raiders, the A's. Someone in the chat, man, help me out here.
That's some. I'm
talking to a dude from SoCal, man. He don't know nothing about the Bay Area.
Right,
this is where I get him. This is where I get him right here.
This Los Angeles, bro. I don't know nothing about that. You talk about the A's,
about the LA Raiders, man.
He said the A's.
Bill King. Yeah, I was right. I was right. Bill King. Raider Smoke said Bill King. All right, cool. I was right.
Athletics, bro.
I know, man, and I think, man, Greg, that's just gonna be a stain, just like Marcus Allen going to the Chiefs. It's a stain.
Bro.
It's a stain.
Yeah,
Bill King. Yeah. I was right the first time. Yeah, man. But excuse me. But man, we can go a lot of different directions as far as the Mount Rushmore. But let's move it along, man. Let's go to the second notable, quotable, man. And this one, man, is one of your favorite players on the Raiders, man, Thayer Munford.
Is he a great Raider or the greatest Raider? Question for the chat.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Thayer Munford.
Thayer Munford?
Is he a great Raider or the greatest Raider? Let's see what the chat thinks about Thayer Munford.
Come on, man. Stop, man. That's you doing Thayer Munford right now. You set him up.
They already got Brock Bowers as the greatest, so he's gonna.
But let's get to this clip, man. Let's get to this clip because Thayer Munford last week spoke to the media along with other players, but we were able to get a chance to talk about Thayer Munford, and he right now is. It looks like he's going to be the starting right tackle for the Raiders next season, unless something crazy happens. We pick up somebody, but it looks like Thayer Munford is going to be the starting right tackle for the Raiders. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, hold on 1 second, y'all. And he spoke to the media last week, and. It was kind of a different Thayer Munford, man. He's a little bit more confident, a little chip on his shoulder. But here's what he had to say, man.
So it's about the draft process and the offseason. There's a lot of people outside the building saying the Raiders need a right tackle. And a lot of people in the building were saying, we have a right tackle. I mean, did you get motivated by that? Did you follow it? Did you pay attention to it at all?
I read into it a little bit, but also at the same time, they not here, of course, but I don't really care what they say. I know what I can do, and the team know what I can do. So they trust in me right now, and I'm not gonna let nobody down.
How hard or how easy is that to compartmentalize that and use that as fuel going forward, rather than to kind of marinate in it?
I just keep receipts. Yep. Everybody knows that one person. I don't really care for him at all, so it's all good though. But there's all love outside of this, but I'm gonna keep doing me, keep getting better, keep going against Max. Do what I can do.
Hey, man, so that's Thayer Munford, man. So they're talking to him about the outside noise, and he's over here talking about keeping receipts, and he sounds like he got a chip in his shoulder. He's hearing all that talk about people kind of questioning him at right tackle, and it is what it is. It comes with the territory when you don't have that experience of consistently starting on that right side, which people are there's gonna be a little bit of doubt, and I think if everything works out, I think he'll use this as fuel to play his best football. But what were your thoughts, man, on the comments, man?
Yeah, man, it was funny because at the end there, he talked about one guy in particular he didn't like. I was like, bro, has Thayer been watching our show? Does he know? I don't. He's keeping receipts on what Severe Raider is saying. Could that be a possibility? Does he know that I don't think he's the answer at right tackle? Is that it?
Yeah,
Marty,
that was Thayer Munford, by the way. Go ahead, Severe.
But yeah, man. I mean, hey, look. At the end of the day, man. Hopefully, he comes in, with that chip in the shoulder. He's saying, it's all talk right now. At the end of the day, you got to back that up on the field. So hopefully, he's using this to kind of.
I thought you was about to go somewhere crazy with that. I don't know.
Man, but hey, hopefully all this is motivation for him, man. I heard he slimmed down a little bit. He's out there looking athletic. He's a guy that he comes from a blue blood program in Ohio State. Hopefully his athleticism has improved. He's going to need it in this particular system. So we shall see. Obviously, the organization has some faith in him because they waited until the third round to draft a right tackle. And even then, the guy they drafted at right tackle, I think, is more of a developmental guy. So I don't think it's anybody that's going to push him immediately. There's also a guy that can be moved to guard later. So maybe they're kind of hedging their bets. If Thayer Munford works out at right tackle and they want to move, Delmar Glaze, the most unfortunate name in the history of the draft, if they want to move him to guard, then they can kind of move him to guard and they can keep Thayer at that right tackle spot. So, hey, man, this line, I think we're pretty much set at every spot. We got Colton Miller at left tackle. I think we all agree that Jackson Power Johnson, we all think he's going to be a player at left guard. I think most of us, we kind of would have liked an upgrade over Andre James, but Andre James is a solid player there. Dylan Parham at right guard, I think he's a solid to good player there as well. I think that the biggest question mark is that right tackle spot. So if Thayer can hold that down, I think we will have a very, very formidable offensive line.
Yeah, especially if Thayer Munford plays pretty solid out there next season. You're looking at an offensive line where we feel like, you know, we got some young players, we got some talented players, and Marty, he's just talking about like the outside noise, man, just in general, like the people that are like kind of like doubting him as a player and him, you know, starting at right tackle and what he can do. So he's just talking about like he's just keeping receipts overall. So that's what he means, man. And hey, I'm not mad at it. Hey, whatever. Hey, as long as you use the football field to get back, success is the ultimate revenge, man. That just go out there and play your best football. I'm not mad at that. But let's see here, man. And we got some people talking about Daniel says Thayer can keep all the receipts that he likes. Just keep our QB upright and open some Grand Canyon. Facts. 100%, man. 100% facts, man. Hold on one second.
Yeah, but man, like, you know, it looks like he's ready. He's making it seem as if the moment is not too big for him. He's not scared of the moment, but as I was told as a youngster, you don't got to be scared to get your ass whipped. So, you know, it's not about what you have in your heart, but it's about what you can do out there at the end of the day. So, you don't got to have no fear in your heart at all. You can have all the biggest chip on your shoulder if you want to, and somebody come and knock that mug right off your shoulder. So, at the end of the day, you gotta back up all this talk. So, hey, he put it on wax. So let's see what he does on grass.
So Judd is saying, yo, what about talk about Colton Miller still dealing with his left shoulder injury?
So
yeah, I'm not sure if he's still dealing with it. It's still early, man. I don't want to like speculate too much. There's not a lot of information out. We know that he was one of 12 players that weren't there, and this list includes Zamir White, obviously Colton Miller, Devontae Adams. Like there's a lot of players that weren't there during the media day on Tuesday.
Yeah, they weren't on the field. I think Devontae, they said he was in the building. I'm not sure about Zamir or Colton, but you know, the season's a long way away. And it could be a situation where, hey, you know what, it's more precautionary than anything. You know, you're dealing with some shoulder stuff. Let's go ahead and let you rest that up. Like, let's get you with the training staff and let them work through that. I don't think anybody's worried about what kind of playing shape Colton was going to be in or what kind of player Colton will be. I think we all have faith. You know, he's a top 12-ish, some to say top 10 left tackle in the league. So I think he'll be good out there. So at the end of the day, if he's nicked up, I think the priority with the coaching staff and with the training staff would be, let's get him 100% healthy by training camp.
Yeah, and knock on wood, man. Hey, Colton Miller has been super healthy throughout his career. Like,
for the most part,
for the most part. I mean, last season I think there was maybe for the first time like he had to miss a game due to injury, I believe. But yeah, Colton Miller for the most part he's been pretty healthy. There's still plenty of time till training camp, so he'll have time to get healthy as well. So like, hey, if he's hurt, so this is the time to get healthy, man. This is the time to get healthy. But let's actually move along to what's real and what's not. What's real and what's not. And let's see if I can put this on here. Damn, did I take this off? I guess I might have just took this off, but it is what it is. But the first what's real is not. Hold on a second here. Is we're just gonna keep it going with Thayer Munford.
Yes.
And if you guys are not familiar with what's real or not, we're gonna say a statement, and you guys react to it if it's real or it's not. And the first statement is Thayer Munford is the long-term answer at right tackle for the Raiders. Is that real or is it not?
No, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and go, bro. I'll let you get.
You know what I can see happening? I can see him being solid, okay. You know what I mean? Like an okay, solid player. And And next, listen, and hear me out. I'm just throwing this out there. This is just a scenario. And next year, look, the Raiders. Let's say if they play well as a team, they advance to the postseason. We figure out real quickly, hey, you know what? We need to upgrade that quarterback position. It wasn't bad last season, but in order to get past some of these teams, we need a really talented guy at quarterback. If we're going to the playoffs, that means we're going to be drafting in the back end. And if we're drafting on the back end, that means we're going to have to trade up. So that means it's going to be draft picks. So a guy like Thayer Munford, he might have to stay at right tackle if he's solid, average, just because now the Raiders can focus on, getting better at different spots on the team. And also, in order to get their quarterback of the future, they're going to have to trade these draft picks. So they can't, they won't be able to get a top right tackle, let's say in the second round or the first round, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be trying to trade up to get to that, to get their quarterback of the future. So he might be the answer just by default, because now, and I'm just saying, I said it all to say, to give you context to explain to y'all, like, sometimes it works out like that. Look at Andre James. Andre James, you could say, like, he's kind of an average center, right?
Yeah.
Same thing could happen to Thayer Munford. Now, is there a possibility where he plays lights out? I'm not sure. It is a zone blocking system. He's not like the quickest guy at that right tackle spot that you would like, the most athletic guy.
You don't say.
But go ahead, Severe. Take it over.
Yeah, man. I hope that Thayer Munford kept his receipt for that bag of Funyuns on his shoulder, because that chip is getting knocked right off, because he is not the guy. You're not it, brother. You're not the guy, man. Ideally he is that guy, but I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. He's a guy that struggled with speed. Even on the left side, he struggled with speed. I don't think he has the requisite quickness or agility to really function in the system. Hey, maybe with a new offensive line coach, we see some improved play. Joe Philbin is a G when it comes to this offensive line stuff. So I'm hoping that he can draw something out of Thayer that Brasillo couldn't. But man, I'm not seeing. I think it's going to be a situation where they're going to be drafting his replacement like almost every year. So he's going to be in scraps basically every year for that starting spot. So if he's able to win that, then he's able to win it over the next 2-3 years consistently, then it'll be his job. But they're going to be looking to improve at that spot, and so he's going to be in dogfights every year for that starting job.
Yeah, and I said that it was real, not because I think that talent wise, man, I think he, there's a chance there, you never know, but my thing is based off the needs of the team. I'm kind of projecting a little bit, and I'm thinking the Raiders are going to focus on other parts of their team.
Yeah,
and the other parts of their team could be quarterback, and if they're going to be winning all these games, they're going to go to the playoffs. That means they're going to have to trade up. A lot of people are not thinking. People who like a lot of people that we were talking about, like, oh well, there's going to be quarterbacks next season, and we're gonna pick the guys. But wait. How are we going to get those quarterbacks? Are we going to be picking in the top 5, the top 10? Yeah. Or are we going to win and go to the playoffs, and then you're saying that we're still going to get a top quarterback in the draft? That means that we're going to have to trade up, and we're going to have to give up draft picks. And if that's the case, then that means that's premium draft picks where you can't draft maybe the top offensive tackle on the board. And we did draft we did draft a offensive tackle in the 3rd round this year. But, a lot of people are saying that he projects more as a guard long term.
Yeah.
So, take that for however you want to take that. But my guy, Raider Ryan in the building, man. He says, appreciate the chat. He says, Brock Bowers. I guess that's his favorite player, man. That gotta be his favorite player, man.
Future Hall of Famer, Brock Bowers.
Man, hey man, I appreciate the support, man. Hey, Brock Bowers, man. Hopefully he has a big season next season. You know, talented player. We'll see what he does. But yeah, man, I think there's a chance he can figure out a way to stay on the Raiders long term and be that starting right tackle, just because the Raiders are going to be focused on other parts of their football team. And you know, hey, if do you really think the 3rd round pick that we got this year, you think he's going to be able to take over that right tackle spot this year, or be able to compete for that spot next year? When a lot of people are saying that he's going to project as an offensive guard long term. You know what I mean? That's kind of a win for Thayer Munford to stay long term. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying by default, I think Thayer Munford is going to be the right tackle. But let me know in the chat, man. I know some of y'all was like, nah, that's cap. You tripping? Let's see. Safe B Larry says, Pharaoh, have you lost track of the fact that Tom Telesco is the general manager of the Raiders? He is not going to mortgage the future for the quarterback. This is, hey, you know what? This is true. I mean, just based off Tom Telesco's, history, he doesn't really trade up or trade down like that. He usually picks guys at wherever he's drafting at. So,
yeah. He's never traded back, as we learned, as we learned the very hard way on draft day. Hey, dog, bro.
Yeah, and man. Raider Nation 510, shout out my guy. He says Ewers is top 3 QB in the draft next year. That's what I'm saying, man. And like in order but my point is the main point here is that if you're saying this guy is going to be a top 3 quarterback, if you're saying if this guy is going to go in the top 10, that means the Raiders are going to be pretty bad next year. Yeah, that's just bottom line. But then at the same time, a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people in the nation saying we're going to the playoffs. You know what I mean? If the Raiders win, if the Raiders go to the playoffs, that means they're going to be picking in the latter half of the first round, and that means that they're not going to be in position to get a quarterback at where they're at. But if they trade up, there's a possibility. And then on top of that, like, they're going to be giving up a lot of draft picks, meaning that picks that you can be drafting at other players at different positions, and that could be offensive tackle. And then Thayer Munford is over there cheesing, holding down this spot on the right side. No one's going to take that spot from you, man. That's all I'm saying.
I think we have one thing working in our favor, is that the thing about this year was like basically like 20% of the league drafted quarterbacks this year, right? Like we had six quarterbacks taken in the first round. So there shouldn't be that many teams looking for quarterbacks next year. Like it should. Yeah. So we should. So, we might be able to get one of those guys. Maybe the 3rd quarterback doesn't go until the late 20s, per normal, like normal. Well, not necessarily normal, but like maybe it's a little bit more of a normal draft where you can get the 3rd quarterback in the late teens and the early 20s. And if you like that guy enough, like I said, I'm not really a Ewers guy. I'm not that big of a fan of him, but he does have talent. So we'll see what he does with another year in school. But hopefully, if the situation is that, like I said, most of these teams have a quarterback. Next year, maybe the Dolphins, depending on what happens with Tua, maybe the Giants, depending on what happens with Daniel Jones. But I don't see a lot of other teams that should be in the market for quarterbacks. Maybe the Jets, depending on what happens with Aaron Rodgers. But it's not going to be like this frenzy at the top of the first round like it was this year.
Yeah, and OJ Raider says if we picking top 5, AP is gone. That's the ugly truth. Facts.
Strong possibility.
I agree. Unless like somehow, some way, due to ugly circumstances, he's able to, like, there would be another scapegoat. You know what I mean? Whether it's injuries, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of pressure on AP. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's more pressure on AP than there is Telesco, to be honest with you.
Facts.
But yeah, man. Let's get to this super chat. My guy Raider Smoke with another super chat. My God, man, appreciate the support. He says, Thayer Dorito Chip Munford better get together, man.
Facts, man. Facts.
Let's hope, man. Let's hope he's that guy, man. Right now, he has the stronghold at that right tackle spot. We'll see how it shakes out. There's a lot of time. Who knows, man? There's other guys going into training camp. There are some guys that no one's really talking about. If you look at the depth chart let's actually look at the depth chart for right tackle right now. Let's actually pull that up. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. Let's pull up that Raiders depth chart at offensive tackle, that right tackle. Let's see. I don't think they're going to show the depth chart on here.
I don't think not yet.
I might be able to see the roster every play. Let me see if I can just get into just the positions. Let me see. Offensive tackle. Let's see. And Andres Pete he's a backup left tackle. They have him slotted as a backup left tackle and guard.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, hopefully Andres Pete never sees the field. that is ideal. That is ideal. And that's one thing that hurts about Illuminor getting away, because Illuminor was a guy that can slide and play left tackle. Thayer as well. But if Thayer's going to be starting at right tackle, do you really want to? You don't want to slide him over to left. So I mean, and we still got Dalton Wagner. We know that's another guy. No, that's another guy. Like I said, I don't know if he fits with this system. I don't know if he has the requisite athleticism either. I really didn't see a lot of that at, I believe it was Arkansas he played at. But
so this is the tackle room. This is the tackle room real quick. We got Andrew Coker, DJ Glaze, Jalen McKenzie, Colton Miller, obviously, Thayer Munford, Dalton Wagner. That's the entirety of that offensive tackle room. Obviously, Cole Miller is the left tackle. Thayer Munford is in the lead for that right tackle spot. But you mentioned Dalton Wagner. It's a guy that some people are intrigued with his talent, his size.
Yeah.
We never know, man. We never know, man. Like, hey, there's a lot of time between now OTAs and training camp. So right now, Thayer Munford has that spot. He got a chip on his shoulder. It seemed like it's basically his spot to lose. But there's some guys that not a lot of people are talking about. Hey man, that's what I'm saying. Greg Pop, I'm just telling you, this is what I grew up on. But shout out to Bill King, because he was the voice of the Raiders, especially for those great teams, all time great commentator, especially in the Bay Area for the sports teams. Man, shout out to him as well. But for me, Greg Papa, Raider, man. It's just sad. It's just bittersweet that he's a commentator for the 49ers, man. That's disgusting. That's terrible. Let's see, man. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat right here. Raiders. Hey, man. We got some enemies in the chat, man. We got some enemies in the chat.
You said we got Jalen McKenzie, right?
Not Reggie McKenzie.
No, you said Jalen. You said Jalen McKenzie, right?
Yeah,
that's Reggie McKenzie's son. I want to say.
Wow, that's crazy. I was in my head. It's like that can't.
No, I want to say this. I want to say Reggie. I know he had. I want to say.
Hold up. I gotta look that up. I can't.
I think that's Reggie McKenzie's son.
That's a big coincidence.
I want to say he had a son that played for Tennessee. That was like a hell of a prospect. But I want to say Jalen is his son. I think he went to USC. I want to say.
Jalen McKenzie. Let's see.
Yeah, he had a son. I know he had a son that went to Tennessee, but I think that's his son.
Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just gonna type in Jalen and then Reggie McKenzie. Let's see what pops up. Reggie McKenzie. Is that his son for real?
I think that's his son, bro. I think that's his son. I don't know if that's the one. Cause he had a son that went to Tennessee, I want to say, or committed to Tennessee. Maybe he never went there. Cause Jalen McKenzie is from SC, I believe. But I want to say that's his son.
It's not. They're not mentioning it right now. It's just talking about him. Oh yeah. McKenzie has some close ties to the Raiders, starting with his grandfather. Reggie McKenzie, who serves as Raiders general manager for.
Oh, that's his grandfather. Oh, dang.
Damn, I'm hella old.
Dang, bro. Whoa. Okay, dang. Reggie McKenzie, dang. Reggie McKenzie must have some kids. Because is Reggie McKenzie that old? I don't think Reggie McKenzie was that old, bro. Or maybe, yeah.
Maybe
he's
yeah.
getting up there, bro.
Kids starting. They building families young, man. They building.
That's wild,
young,
bro. Yeah,
yeah.
man,
That's
Reggie McKenzie was
his grandfather, Reggie McKenzie. That is crazy, bro.
That's wild, bro. That is wild.
I was thinking like son, but it said grandfather.
That's wild, bro.
I'll send you a link, man. I just send you a link right now.
That's wild.
Hold on, let's see.
Nah, that can't be his. Nah, that gotta be his. Nah, bro, because he was born. Nah, bro. Reggie McKenzie can't have no kids that young. How old is? I gotta look up. How old is Reggie McKenzie?
Just check. I sent you the article. I sent you the article.
Let's see.
Just read it. Because at first it wasn't mentioning it, and it said, McKenzie has some close ties to the Raiders, and then his grandfather. Swear to God, is it? If it's a typo, it's a typo. But
maybe it's a typo, bro. Because how old is Reggie McKenzie, bro?
How you mistype dad, father? Grand. At what point is it grandfather?
Yeah, maybe they're trying to put father. And they put grandfather, Jamie McKenzie.
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh, cause who wrote this article? Is this? It's Ada. It's some other guy. Okay, but I say there's a name. There's a name I saw at the bottom, bro.
But birds of a feather flock together, right? Birds of a feather flock together.
It's the name I saw at the bottom, bro. I was like, okay.
What's the name? What's the name that we
Rajon?
Rajon? Yeah, man. Rajon, man.
Yeah, bro. That's I gotta check. It. We gotta check. What's Reggie McKenzie's?
Hey, man. Shout out OJ Raider, man, with the super chat, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. He says player development is crucial, and prior AP getting hired, it has been somewhat non-existent. At what point do we hold coaches accountable for not being able to mold these young players? Facts. 100%. I agree. I think for the Raiders, they've had issues on a lot of different levels. You can look at the guys who are picking the players. You can look at the guys who are developing the players, and then you can look at the players themselves. Like, did they overreach and get the wrong player? You know what I mean? That's happened too. So the Raiders kind of had issues on a lot of different levels. But go ahead. You about to say something?
Nah, man. Yeah. That's his son, bro. 'Cause I remember his other son is Khalil. His other son was supposed to be his other son was a 5-star prospect. I remember that. He went to Tennessee. This son was a 4-star prospect. He went to USC.
And just look at the end at the bottom what it says.
And that's what I'm saying, bro.
At the bottom, Rajon.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. I saw that. I was like, all right, come on, dog. Come on, man.
No, for real. Hold up. His. Hold on. I gotta look at. I gotta find out. Let's see. Damn, man. Okay. All right. You know what? Maybe this right here. Let's see right here. Okay, USC on their IG page. USC O-line Jalen McKenzie was raised in the game by his father, Reggie McKenzie, the Raiders GM.
Yeah. It's like, come on, bro.
Come on,
man. Like, Reggie McKenzie's not that old, bro. Reggie McKenzie.
That is a terrible. But you seen it though. You seen it say grandfather, right? You seen it say grandfather.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, like Reggie McKenzie is barely older than my mom's, bro. So that's like, come on, dog. Like, he got a son that's that old already. Old, like NFL, like, bro, he must have had a kid like at 15, and his kid had a kid at 15.
Hey, is Reggie McKenzie 73?
Hell no, Reggie McKenzie. There's another Reggie McKenzie. That's the thing. There's another Reggie McKenzie. There's a Reggie McKenzie that played.
I gotta look. See, I gotta fact check everything now. You got.
There's a Reggie McKenzie that played guard or something like that. He's like old school. Then our Reggie McKenzie played linebacker for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only he's born in '63, so he's like
he's 61.
Yeah,
He's 61.
yeah. So yeah, bro.
He's 61. It's SoCal South, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Can't be spreading fake news out here, man. He said 72 years old.
Man. SoCal.
Come on, SoCal. These are day. Okay, but let's see. Mackenzie, let's see first. Hey, man. Mackenzie looks like a solid player. Received first team reps and OTAs. Oh, did he? Okay. They might be trying to look at him and see how he fits in, but we'll see. Yeah, he's 61, right? Yeah, he's 61.
Yeah, 61.
He's 61. Yeah, I just checked right now. Yes, he's 61. Yeah, man. They try to say that was his his grandfather. Damn. I instantly was like, damn, like what the hell? Like, what's time is? House Junkie says Raiders O-line coaches James Craig and Joe's Film need to get it right this year. Facts.
Yeah, now Philbin's a G, man. James Craig has had some success too. I forgot about James Craig.
And
who's the main offensive line coach?
I like. I'm not gonna lie. The coaching staff. Now that I don't think it's that bad, bro.
Coaching staff's A1, bro. I like the coaching staff, bro. I really like what AP did with this coaching staff.
It's like we have a good combination of experience and like some former players on the staff. Yeah. So yeah, I like it, man. I like it. There are some question marks. I mean, I've been quoted to say on the show, and I've been saying this. Getsy is a question mark. We'll see how it shakes out. You know what I mean? Until I get proven otherwise, and I got to see it for myself. And hopefully it works out. I think but that's the only one where I'm thinking like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but yeah, I like Joe Philbin on the coaching staff, man, because Joe Philbin that's what he's known for. I think he's a former offensive line coach as well as an offensive coordinator. So it's like, with that experience, along with James Craig coming from the 49ers, who had one of the best offensive lines in football, and on top of that, LSU, he's had success where they've, as a group, were one of the best offensive line groups in the nation. So, it's a good room, man. I'm not mad at it. Oh man, but yeah, it's been a great show, man. Great show. Hold on, we do got one more. What's real? What's not? We do got one more. What's real? What's not, man? So the first one obviously was Thayer Munford being here long term, and let's see, this next one right here. This one is, June 1st is coming up, right? So that means there's going to be some cuts. And this one right here is the entire 2023 draft class will make it past June 1st cut day. Is that real or is it not?
I'm going to say it's real, but I got my eyes on Nesta Jade and Byron Young as potential guys that get cut. Those guys.
SoCal's there.
Yeah, bro.
SoCal's throwing shots right now. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I got Byron Young and Nesta Jade as potential cuts. Neither one of those guys were guys that were drafted by this regime. They elected to keep Matthew Butler and John Jenkins. They brought those guys back and signed. Well, we brought back John Jenkins for sure. I think they brought back Matthew Butler, right? Was he already in the contract? But those are two guys that they elected to keep. They're a little bit older guys, but they're more productive players. So I don't know if this regime really wants to wait on guys like Nesta Jade or Byron Young to develop, especially Nesta Jade's attitude. Is it another Jerry Tillery situation where, Tom Telesco was following him team to team to cut him? So, he's maybe he get Nesta Jade up out of here early. So I want to say yes, but, that's a possibility that one of those guys get cut.
I say yes, man. They're on cheap contracts. They're on cheap contracts. But he wasn't there. Nesta Jade was one of the players that was missing last Tuesday. So, and, it was voluntary OTAs, but like when you're a player that's not, you're not the superstar on the team. You're not like the one of the starters, guys that's penciled in. You probably want to show up to every practice, every voluntary, whatever they got going on. So, you can keep playing for that team. But yeah, I think the draft class is they're gonna make it through June 1st. Now training camp, who knows? That's a whole different ball game right now. Because right now the Raiders they can keep up to like 80-something, 90-something players on the roster.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So there's really not a lot of pressure for them, and they could just bring unless something extreme like the player does something crazy. But I think they're gonna roll with their class. They're getting paid the cheap contracts, and by the time training camp rolls around, that's when we can kind of talk about like, all right, do these guys make the team? I know last year we seen one of the defensive tackles that was taken out of that 2022 draft class. Neil Farrell was traded away, and then one of the D tackles that was drafted that year as well. I'm trying to remember his name was
the other Butler. I can't remember his name.
The other Butler. He didn't make the team. You know what I mean? So he got cut. Let's see.
I think they brought him back on the practice squad.
Jonathan Flores, man. Hey, look, man. He says y'all booty until you get QB. Nothing is gonna change, man. Hey, what team? Who's your team, Jonathan? All right, you're not a Raider fan. I already know. You just let us know, man. Yeah. Appreciate the super chat though, my guy. Appreciate it, man.
So Adam Butler is the guy I was talking about. I want to say they brought back. Matthew Butler is the guy we drafted out of Tennessee. So that's the guy. So we got two Butlers. Adam Butler is the one that was, kind of coaching up Tyree, and then Matthew Butler was the guy that was kind of struggling. They cut and they brought him back on the practice squad. So, look, they're not in this league, bro. Especially if it's from a previous regime, they not scared to cut you, bro. If they don't see you, if you're not, if you're not cutting it, but they gonna get you up out of here quickly. So the one benefit they have is that these guys were drafted to fit Patrick Graham's system, and Patrick Graham is still here. So, it's not like it's a whole new regime and a whole new defense they're trying to fit these previous draft picks into. Patrick Graham is still the defensive coordinator. Antonio Pierce is a guy, even though he's the head coach now, he was the guy that was on that defensive staff. So you assume their philosophies are somewhat aligned. So that's what a lot of those defensive guys have going for them. But like I said, man, like I wouldn't be surprised if Byron Young or Nesta J got cut.
Man, the chat's wild. But you know what? The one thing I'll say about AP, and I can see, he's a big culture guy. Like, it's not really as he's not gonna stand for, like, if a player is super talented, maybe he'll have a little bit more patience. Usually, coaching staffs and regimes have like a little bit more patience with players that are a little bit more talented than the next. But like AP is a big culture guy, so like I think if he feels like a player is not fitting in and is just not doing, he's not part of what the team's about, he's not going to hesitate. I don't think he's going to hesitate in getting rid of that player at all. Yeah. So, and if that's a guy that's showing that right now, then yeah, and in that 2023 draft class, then yeah, maybe possibly they might get cut this early, which is crazy, but it's crazy to say. But I think at the end of the day, I think it's training camp. I think they're going to make it to training camp. A lot of every player right now, for the most part, is going to make it to training camp. But we do get $24 million. That Jimmy G contract. I don't know if y'all remember. It's a June 1st cut, so the Raiders get an extra $24 million. So that's a big, that's a nice little competitive advantage for the Raiders. They're able to make some moves. Players get hurt. Some players get cut. They want to sign them to a contract. Raiders have that. They have that opportunity because they'll have that extra cap space to sign. But yeah, man. But I think that's real. That's real. I think that's real. But yeah, man, it's been a great show. Great show, man. We were able to get some calls in. We were able to get through the show, talk about all things Raiders, the OTAs. Obviously, we just got done talking about June 1st and possible cuts and, the possibilities of that and, money that's going to be coming our way or the Raiders' way. I wish it's coming my way. I wish that $24 million, I wish it was coming my way. But yeah, man, it's going to the Raiders. It's going to the Raiders, so they're going to have some extra cap space.
This will be the greatest show y'all ever saw if I had that money.
Thanks, man. Yeah, but like I said, man, it's been a great show. We appreciate the support. Make sure to clock in. You know, at this point, we're clocking out. But so hit that like button. That's what that means. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. All that good stuff. We appreciate the support. We are going live on both our channels, so make sure to hit the like button and subscribe button. All the buttons that's available on our pages.
Man. Hit the like, the
just
subscribe.
Support us, man. We like doing this, man.
Notifications.
And we like talking to y'all, man. We love chopping it up, man. We respect differences in opinions. We might not agree with y'all all the time, and vice versa. You might not agree with us, but we appreciate the conversation. But any last thoughts, Severe, man? Let the people know where they can find you. You got anything coming up? Let the people know.
Yeah, man. Y'all know what it is. You know, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Make sure you get in these comment section. Let us know what y'all, if anything y'all put in the chat that we weren't able to get to, make sure you leave it in the comment section. We check the comments regularly. So, holla at us down there. You can find me on IG at The Severe Raider, of course, on YouTube at The Severe Raider, Snapchat, X/Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff, man. So, be looking out. About to be doing some stuff real soon and already hollered at some people, man. Gonna be doing some collabs, man. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Man. Yeah, you see it on the screen, man, at The Severe Raider. Make sure to follow him all over social media and also YouTube. Give him a subscribe to his channel as well. And also myself, man. Look, you can find me all over social media with the same name that you see on the screen, PharoahNFL, as well as the YouTube, all that good stuff, man. And then be on the lookout later this week, man. We're gonna have our show with Big Mike, the collab. Hey, we call it the collab, but right now we're in the process of trying to figure out a name for that show. All right, this is the 50-50 show. Me and Severe, but later in the week it's gonna be me, Severe, and Big Mike Raider. Let us know, man. Let us know what you guys would think a good name for, me, Big Mike, Severe, the show that we got. Let us know. You can reach out to us on social media, or you can leave a comment on this video, and we're gonna take the best names, and we're gonna try to figure out how to put it in a poll. We're gonna vote for it. If it's a great name, we might just take that name and give you a shout out, and we and let you know we appreciate you, man, because we're trying to figure out a name for the show. So let us know in the comment section. Let us know if what a good name for the show, man, that we have later in the week with Big Mike Raider, obviously the Severe Raider, and myself. But yeah, man, I appreciate the support. Appreciate everybody coming through. Like I said, it's been a great show. I know Severe got something last. He always wants to get the last word in, man. I already know it's coming. I know it's coming, man. I know it's coming. All right, y'all, man. We out, man. Appreciate y'all.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.